Alrighty guys, I'm KC and welcome to episode 25. In this episode we are going to tour the world that we have built up over the past 25 episodes. You can see it there in the background. And I don't normally do an F5 intro, but for this one I thought we would. So this series started back on September the 13th. We've done 25 episodes to date. We're going to do a bit of a world tour. We're going to tour the world and show you what I've built up over these 25 episodes, and then we're going to talk a little bit about where the next 25 episodes are going to go. So if you're new to this series, this is my forever world. This is my kingdoms, this is my building with BOO, this is my Scarland, this is my world that I'm going to continually build up over the course of my channel. We're 25 episodes in. It's been a little bit of a long road for those 25 episodes, but we're here nonetheless, and you can see it sort of in the background. So I started this settlement with Update Aquatic, and I used very few of the Update Aquatic blocks actually. But I wanted to build a desert themed village. I'd played Minecraft for many years, and apart from when I very first started Minecraft, I've never really built up. And I wanted to take the default vanilla palette, you know, the orange and the sandstone. And the reason that I took this palette was because we were building in the desert, so sandstone was a very easy block to come by, and also we were bordering a savanna, so acacia was again the most easiest and available wood. And like I said, this was the first village we started, and I was trying to start with resources that we would have plentiful of, which was sandstone and acacia. And I kind of like it, because acacia doesn't go very well with a lot of things, but this village I really like. I think it goes really well. Now there are some rough edges, there are some things that we haven't finished, but it's ready for a tour. So first thing I should notice is where we're built, this actually was a vanilla village. We didn't transform it. I removed pretty much everything bar one thing from that vanilla village, and even that other thing that's still remaining will be removed in the end. And there's also another vanilla village just over there, look. We got two very close to one another. So there's that. So this is the entrance to the village. As of yet, we haven't named the village. We've still got to name it yet. But this is the bridge. I kind of like this design, although I'm not sold on the plain acacia planks here. I think I'm going to bring some logs in. But again, I didn't have that much acacia wood when I did this, so I made do with what I've got. As you can see, we're making use of the sandstone stairs here and the chiseled sandstone, and again the basic default smooth sandstone. It's just a simple bridge. It was just a way for me to basically get over here to chop wood down and get back over there. So if we take a look from it from the side, you can see there's actually some design to it. As you can see, we got these little awnings here that allow you to see the acacia wood just through it, and I think those are the ones that I'll replace with logs down the side just to make it look a little bit better. They'll be the stripped logs, they won't be the standard logs, but we'll see where I get to with that. For right now, the bridge is done. You can see we got these little archways. I definitely wanted to continue this water through here and meet up with the ocean that's just over there, but we haven't got around to that yet. There's still quite a lot that needs to be done. I did try to take these down as much as possible. As you can see, they do kind of go down to the floor, and the underside I didn't really do too much with, although if I was to come back to it, I think I would definitely run some sandstone slabs across here. Now I'm looking at it for a game, but hey, hindsight 2020 and all. But yeah, this is just the bridge, and I built this with just the simple intention of being able to get from the acacia wood to the sandstone with ease. So if we move into the village, right about here were two houses, just your vanilla, your 3x3 vanilla houses, and one of them sat right here because this was my original mine, and we could just pop down here and have a little bit of a look at it. I wish there was a way to like go down ladders faster, like in modded. If you look down, you go down faster, but in vanilla you just got this slow strain, and there's not really much down here worth showing. I didn't build anything, but I still feel like I should show it. So as you can see, we got the nether portal here. This is where I mined out what stone I used. And again, we've got some branch mines going in these directions here. Although I seem to find lava very quickly. Oh, there's a bat there. So yeah. Then this was another reason that I decided to build using sandstone, is because You could just get such a large quantity so easily, and I knew that I didn't have that much time. I don't do YouTube full time. I do it as a hobby and as fun, so I'm trying to cut corners when it comes to time as much as possible, because obviously I got to make a living. And, you know, working for myself, it is what it is. So, I ended up knocking these down actually quite recently. These were one of the longer ones that stood, but these ended up going down when we built our storage system. So I think we'll start here. This is like the little retaining wall that goes over the docks. I was going to build some docks, but we haven't got around to the docks yet. But this sort of goes here, and this is going to continue along here. Although I'm not sure if I want to bring it down. I've talked about bringing it down here, and then just having the wall go right up against this building here. But we'll get to that when we get to it. Right now, it's just a very simple, unique little like retaining wall. And if we go down here, you can see we've got a couple of bricks missing here, which is what I kind of like about it. I think it makes it seem a little bit more used. And then if we go down here, you can see we got this kind of design going on in this, which I kind of like the use of cobblestone. I have tried to keep the palette very much similar, but I do like to mix up just a little bit because I think things get very repetitive very quickly. And just ignore that. But if we go down here, you can actually see it. This was the second attempt at this wall. The first attempt didn't really go accordingly to plan. I built it and I ended up not liking it in the end and redoing it, and this actually felt a lot better. I know that we don't have any acacia wood in the background here, but I don't feel that it subtracts from it. I think it actually adds to it. Our early game sugarcane farm, there was a lot of houses, as you can see. You can still see the bases. We had a blacksmith over here, some farms over here, just some basic vanilla builds that were already here from the vanilla village that was here. And we just sort of like revamped the village, purposed it, so to speak, and just kind of got rid of everything that we didn't want. So, let's move on. So, this is the only part of the village right now, apart from this road here, that actually remains. We did have a drown down here, actually, that I did name. I named it after my wife, but I ran into an issue with my mob farm and I had to switch to peaceful and then switch back to survival. It wasn't like a major issue with my mob farm, it was just there was a skeleton, he wouldn't despawn, I couldn't kill him, and even relogging didn't seem to help. So I just switched to peaceful, he vanished, and then put it back. But I play it in, I believe it's hard, yes. And every block is mined and placed, I don't use creative or anything like that. So one of the first builds that we actually built was this thing right here. So this building is indeed my AFK fish farm. Now I want to put some signs on here, I think, to dictate it a little bit more, and I think that's something I'll do in the near future. But this sort of set the design for what we was going for. I kind of played around here with just some random stuff to kind of find a palette that I liked. And I ended up really liking these archways and keeping it simple. Again, you can see that this I wasn't very fond of, this middle bit here, but in the end I decided just to keep it because this was how we first decided like we liked this. And this sort of helped us find exactly what we wanted, and you'll see that there are some differences. As you can see, that building has like little awnings there, whereas this one doesn't, and that one doesn't either. This one has like little love heart shaped awnings, and I just think that the different shapes just make the village seem more vibrant and more different. So this is our AFK fish farm. I'm not overly fond of these, but I don't think it's terrible. And if we go down here, you can see the storage is very minimal for this. It's just one chest, and I haven't really done all of that much fishing. So I don't know why I built this. I was gonna get some mending books, but I've never gotten around to it. So you know, this design doesn't seem to work the best for me, so maybe I'll look for another one and revamp this in the near future. Oh, it's night already. So this is our fish farm, and these torches are very recently. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep them, but as you can see, it fits in with the style. So I guess the next build we'll go to is this one. This one is my house. As you can see, we've got a little balcony with a little, you know, courtyard here, I guess, a little garden. And if we go inside, there's not much of an interior. We do have armor, and if I remember rightly, this is the helmet of Casey. And this was our first hero, Casey, which I named after myself. So let's actually go up and sleep before mobs start to spawn. As you can see, there's nothing special on the inside. Interiors aren't really my forte. I never really enjoyed doing interiors all that much in Minecraft because it was just so limiting the things that you could do. But 1.14 is going to change that. I think that's got some amazing blocks that is really going to inspire me. So we are going to be doing some interiors, and I've got plenty of houses to do them in. So yes, it's just a very simple, very basic house. It's kind of got these white windows, and again you can see that there's some difference in the style that we used here as opposed to like what we used here and whatnot. So yeah, this was our house for the hero KC. This is where the hero KC lived, and we did have some lore surrounding this, and the idea was that two brothers set sail for a new world. One of those brothers was KC. He was going to come to this village and start building this village up, and then send for his other brother and the rest of his family to come here. But unfortunately, KC, he was killed before he could achieve his dream, and we ended up not getting what he ended up not getting what he wanted. So this was his house, and we still live here to this day. But yeah, KC the first died. So after we built this, I started work on. Actually, no, I think I started work on this after the library. So let's just pop to the library over here. Actually, no, let's carry on working over here, and then we'll get over there. So we'll go to this building in the corner. This is a more recent addition. Actually, this was only a couple of episodes ago. This is the well, it's not the blacksmith. It's just my super smelter. It's just where I smelt stuff down. And again, it's very fitting in with the very same theme we've been using. Again, I put windows on this side. This is one of the few buildings that have windows. The houses were to have windows, but the industrial buildings like the fish farm weren't. But this one kind of looks out over the sea and over the pier, and I kind of wanted to be able to look out. There isn't a window there, and we'll get to why there isn't a window there. And that's because I couldn't put a window here, because if we look, this actually shows the behind of the smeltery, and I didn't want that. And you kind of get a cheap look in there at the smeltery. But yeah, we were going to bring the wall around here and kind of have it. As you can see, I did take these all down all the way around. And I like this little crevice here, this little like alleyway here. I think it really adds, just makes you feel like the buildings are really close together and really sort of neat. So if we go inside, we can take a little look at this. Again, I used some cobblestone in here, threw some of that in. And as you can see, it's very basic. It does only 8. We could have done this on this side. It would have perfectly worked. We could have had additional minecarts. But 1, I didn't have the iron for all the hoppers that I would need. And 2, I just didn't want to do something that everybody else does. I wanted to kind of have just something a little bit different. As you can see, one of the things I really like about this building is that you can see the minecart going back and forth up there. And I do kind of like that. But right now, I'm not actually smelting anything up. I smelted some glass up and some food earlier on. But yeah, we built this because I needed white stained glass. And it hit me that in this world, I didn't even have a furnace. I mean, I had some in chests, but I didn't have a place where I could just go and smelt stuff. And so I created this, and this works. Well, it works alright. It's going to come in handy for the next build, I think. But yeah, we got these little like awnings here, these little archways. I was going to put storage back here, but then I added the storage here. This is not got anything in it, but this is just like, for the next build, I want to use netherrack and nether brick. So I think I could fill these up with netherrack, and then I could just come in here and switch them over and not have to keep carting it back and forth to my storage system, which is where we're going to go next. So the storage system, actually, we started building this before I took a break. I took a break to deal with some personal issues from YouTube. I took like a month off. But we started this and then we finished this. So if you kind of want to know like a little bit more about me, you can watch the episodes where we do the warehouse. I'm not a fan of these Acacia planks, but I never found anything that to cover it up. I was like, I'll come back to this later. And because this is kind of a big build, as you can see, we put kind of like a little archway roof on there. So this is my storage system. This is it's all a manual storage. It's not redstone, but if you look up here, you can see we've got sort of like the archway, and again we're carrying that cobblestone in here, so the cobblestone is still a part of it. And this is the issue that I face on the inside, is this needs to be logs, otherwise it would look very uneven. So I kind of was thinking of dropping these down, get rid of these stairs, and just having a slab and maybe putting a sandstone wall there when we get the sandstone walls. I think that might look good. But but I'll come back to it. And again, these rooms are modular. It's the same pretty much everywhere that you go. You know, we got, like, what is this? This is 4, 8, 12, 13 chests in each of these. And I'm a big fan of prime numbers, and 13 is a prime number, so I kind of like this. Yes, I could have got rid of these. There's no reason for these archways to be here. And had an additional chest up here, and that could have increased my storage even more. But at the same time, I was like, I kind of want just something that's kind of unique, and this guy has a different shape to it than what you see in most people's. And again, as you can see, I don't really have all that much netherrack, which I'm going to need for the next build, but it's easy to get. So yeah, like I said, in here is like all our stone products, and like I said, I smelted up for the glass, but I actually already had quite a bit of glass I didn't check for before, but I needed the smeltery, so I'm glad I got it done anyway. So as you can see, stone's here, we've got our wood over here, and this kind of set the precedent for like how the storage system was going to go, because I wanted at least one set of storage for each of the logs. But we've only got oak, birch, and acacia. Oak is in very limited quantities. You know, I don't actually have a lot of oak at all. But we do have some saplings, so I could easily grow it. Again, birch I grew because it's just such an easy wood to grow in the early game, simply because, you know, when you grow oak wood, they can grow them big trees if you don't like slab above it. These are always going to grow to roughly the same size, and you can always chop them down, so it makes great and easy wood just to get a hold of in the early game. I haven't got any spruce wood, so that, you know, the 2x2 spruce trees weren't an option. Same with the jungle wood, and I feel like I'm missing a wood. There's 6 woods, isn't there? Dark oak, that's it, dark oak. And over here we've got our little like greenery, our valuables. These don't have anything in them yet. All of our tools and stuff, and I believe this is our very first wooden pickaxe. I have a habit, I keep my first wooden pickaxe that I make. I don't like to break it. It's just like an OCD. And here is like mostly our mob drops. I did put rabbit hide in with the leather. But yeah, all of these have a crafting table in the middle, so you can easily craft. I was thinking of putting a furnace here just so I have one if I only ever need to smelt up a couple of items. But yeah, so that's our storage facility. This is where we keep it. It's our warehouse. Again, this stretches all the way back here. And the unique shape of it actually really lends, I think, to the fact that this is a mammoth build. As you can see, it goes back there. So let's just eat very quickly. And then we'll get into the tower. So the next build after this, we're going to get to the tower. I apologise for that little cut there. But unfortunately, I have to answer my phone. But anyway, this is a tower. And I built this with the idea that I wanted a watchtower. And I wanted this to be able to look over this settlement. And this would decide just like how far this village stretches. So my new mine is down there. I did build a new mine. Just because I wanted to cover up that old one, and I didn't have anywhere else to put a ladder, so I thought I'm just going to put it here again. No interior. But I wanted us to be able to, you know, when we look out of these windows, when you look out of these windows, I wanted you to be able to see something. So like everywhere we look out these windows would be something that we would touch with, you know, a build or something. And again, stretching over here and over here, because this would look out on the docks. And again over here. But yeah, this is our watchtower. There's still, like I said, I realise I haven't actually filled that in with the case of wood yet. And I don't have any on me. Ha! Missed a bit. Okay. So yeah, this is my tower. I do kind of like this. I like these big feet that it has on it. But, you know, I would admit this tower does look good, but it's not my best work. I think I could definitely add some more of these things here just to fatten out these corners a little bit. But, you know, I'm just trying to... I don't really get too much time to play Minecraft, so I'm doing what I can with what time I have. And now we get on to another one of the builds. This was a very early build for me, and these lighting glitches are annoying. But this is my library. It's not very library-esque. Again, it fits very much in with the theme, and again, no windows because it's one of the more industrial builds, but it's, again, very basic. But I built this around the time that the Lectum was announced for Minecraft. As you can see, my enchanting table, which doesn't seem to really do much because I only ever get efficiency on my stuff. I've got better stuff now, but it's taken a long time to get here. And as you can see, a bunch of enchanted books. And in here are stories. We've got the Axe of Casey. And we've got Floating Pineapple and Death Note 1. And basically what these are, in a nutshell, is the Death Note. This tells the death of our first death. I only immortalized our first death. I was going to do every death, but there's a lot of work to do these. And again, this is about Pineapple. Pineapple is a subscriber. I do honor subscribers. And you don't have to be a Patreon supporter. You don't have to donate. You don't have to give me money to get this kind of treatment. I just ask that you simply are a subscriber and you leave a couple of comments, you know, that kind of stuff. So, I mean, we'll get into that in just a little bit. What more perks are for subscribers? And again, this is a subscription on YouTube, not on Twitch. You don't have to pay. I want to just get that fact in. You do not have to pay to be involved in my world. So this is our cow and sheep farm, which was originally right here. But I moved them over here. This is only temporary. But yeah, there's one more thing I need to show you over here before we move on. I'm sure that I may miss one or two little things, but hopefully not, hopefully not. And that's right over here. I haven't figured out what I wanted to do with this bit yet, but this is like our skeleton farm. It's a very simple, very basic skeleton spawner. And you can't see the skeleton spawner, but they come here, they drop here, you kill them, and arrows, bones. And an interesting thing that I didn't actually know this could happen. This was new to me, but I got these off of a skeleton. And they weren't mine. Skeleton spawned with diamond boots. I didn't know that was possible. I know they could spawn very, very rarely with iron armor, but I didn't actually know they could spawn with the diamond armor. So, and again, I'm playing in version 1.13.2. I think I started this world in 13.1. So I haven't been playing in snapshots. I don't play in snapshots anymore. I did start another world that was going to be my forever world. It was called Building with KC. But I started in a snapshot, and the snapshot led to some bugs, which meant that the world just wasn't feasible to keep playing in. So I had to start a new world. So I decided I wasn't going to play snapshots anymore. So let's go over here and how subscribers can become immortalized in my world forever. We don't have an entrance to this yet. I've got to do it. But when KC, the hero KC, died, we had this shrine dedicated to him, as you can see. And I can't remember if I actually put anything in this chest. Yeah, we put some bones in there. You know. So. Yeah, oh, that doesn't go there. So this is a crypt. And this is going to lead down to more of the crypt, I think, in the future. But for right now, I'm happy with the crypt looking like this. These chests don't have anything in them. Although this chest does look like it's facing the wrong way. Nope. But yeah, as you can see, this one actually has. This is the only time I use creative mode, is to give myself player heads. This is Pineapple, Floating Pineapple's head. And I don't know if I put it in his chest. No, I didn't. But yeah, he's a subscriber, and he's actually a guy I play on a server with. So he got his own little like crypt, and this is where he is. He's got a book in the library that actually tells his story of kind of like what happened to him and how he defended this entire settlement against invaders and stuff. So yeah, I do write a little short story because I am a writer by nature. So I do write a little short story for the people who get inducted into here. And again, to be inducted into the crypt, you do not have to donate. You do not have to be a supporter of Patreon. You do not have to give me money. All you have to do is be subscribed to the channel and, you know, just be around to enjoy the content pretty much. So yeah, this is where you kind of get immortalized. I have got the like over here. Just realized there should be here. There should be these cobblestone walls, and I completely missed them. But yeah, and this is something obviously that I need to work on. Like I said, this world isn't finished yet. So let's actually move over here, because this is something that's actually, I don't think I ever shown this. Not even in the episodes, I don't think I ever shown this. But somewhere like, here we are. This is my sandstone mine. Although, yeah, I was say I did build a massive sort of like hole where I dug sandstone out. But I don't know why I walled this off. And there's a few resources there. So yeah. Oh, I think I walled it off because I was, yeah, I built this hill up, didn't I? Yes, of course. So we've been in the process of flattening out this because this was a massive mountain, but I wanted to put a farmhouse up here. And this is something that we've recently started doing. And again, this is our most recent project. These are apartment blocks. And I like the fact that the building itself is very bland. It's very boring, but it's also very intriguing. And it, in that way, reminds me of when you see them horrible, ugly apartment blocks. And that's basically what this is. These are apartment blocks. Again, this was done today, actually. I'm recording this episode after I recorded the last. And there's an apartment here. I think each floor has 3 apartments. Yep. And again, another apartment here. And I'm going to have a lot of fun furnishing these when it comes to 114. I've got the windows still to put in. Okay, my screen just flashed for some random reason. Okay, so again, this is another apartment here, but the unique one is this one here. This one is a 2-story apartment. And we can actually go up here and we go into the 2nd story. And the reason that I did that, the reason that I had a 2nd story on this one was just because I didn't want the apartment complex to be flat on top. Like, we've not really been using much of a roof here. And as you can see, I wanted just a little bit of a tower to stick out there, and I got what I wanted. It just, I think it added a little bit more shape to the build. Like so, as you can see. Looks very nice and very good, and I'm kind of happy with it. And the final thing in this world is my tree farm, where I've been growing all of my trees. And I don't think I've actually shown this on camera either, because this is just something I kind of put out of the way just to be able to, you know, do it. And, you know, we've got we've got an 8x8 area, should I say. It's not really 8x8, but it's got 8 blocks of dirt spaced 3 blocks apart, going 8 blocks of dirt this way and then 8 that way. So each sort of grove, if you will, has 64. There are 64 acacia trees growing here and 64 birch trees growing here. 63 birch trees growing here. 63 birch trees growing here. I'm misplacing one. And again, this is where I just come when I need my wood. And, you know, I'll usually sit here in the evenings and just mine some wood and chop down some wood. And let's get a birch tree. Again, got bone meal here. And then this chest has got a bunch of birch wood in there. I actually didn't realise was there. But yeah, I use birch wood for crafting just stuff such as chests and whatnot. And I gathered most of the birch wood when I was mining for the chests for the storage system, because that took a hell of a lot. But yeah, I think that's everything to show. That's my entire world. A bit of a world tour, and it actually took me a bit longer than I thought it would. But yeah, there's the world tour. And let's talk about the next 25 episodes. So, I've spent the past 25 episodes working on this area, building with this palette. And while I am by no means done in this area, I've still got plenty that I want to do, and I'm still beaming with ideas. I don't want to be here in episode 50, walking around this village and showing off just more builds done in this same style. So I think what we're going to do over the next 25 episodes is we're going to start another settlement. And I'm not sure where, but I do know that I want it to be out in this direction. And I want there to be like a road and a pathway going here, leading to it. I know I don't want it in the desert, so maybe over there on that hill might be worth it, because that's kind of nice. But I don't know. I want to build with a different palette for a little bit, but we are going to be definitely building in this place over the next 25 episodes. Maybe I'll finish the apartment complex in 26. That would actually look really nice with like a domed roof. But at the same time, I deliberately built it to look boring. I wanted it to look like an apartment complex, and it does. So, I don't know if I want to mess with that. I don't know. Like, if it was a manor house, I would definitely fancy it up a bit. But yeah, so I think that's going to call it for this episode. I know that the next build palette that I want to build with is going to be bone blocks, quartz, and white concrete. And nether brick. because I think the two complement each other. I played around with this idea about a year ago in an old series called Endless Survival, and I want to revisit it because I kind of liked it. But yeah, so I think that's going to call it for this episode, guys. So, if you have enjoyed the video, please do consider leaving a like. It really helps out the channel and I really do appreciate it, so please do leave that like. And click subscribe if you want to see more from me. Guys, I'm Casey, I want to thank you so much for taking this world tour with me. It means a lot to me that some people watch this. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.